Hey fish fans, it's Raina. Today I want to talk about my lovely Paradise Betta skin that I never had a chance to talk about. I got it and I hit the ground running with gigs and it has been an insane season, and I try to do a review on every single one of the skins that I have because they are all a little bit different in how they look and how they function. Before we get into that, please like and subscribe. Hit that bell if you want to get notifications in your email. Don't hit the bell if you don't want email notifications. Please leave me a comment and tell me which ones do you like the most out of the tails that I have. Which skins do you think I should add to my collection? What ones do you have? Tell me about your tails. I love to hear about them. And don't forget, you can get a tail like this, a tail skin like this, using my code RAINA10, all capital letters, gets you 10% off. So this is the beautiful Paradise Betta skin. We did an unboxing video for it, and this is my favorite fabric tail that I own. I have not stopped using this. It's literally damp right now that I'm holding it up. It's literally damp. I wasn't sure I was gonna like these side fins. I was worried they were gonna make my hips look really big. I was also worried that it make me look like a flat fish, you know, like a tuna or something. No, it looks amazing. I love it. Don't even worry about it. The side fins are great. The little front fins are beautiful too. I love these colors so much. These rainbow colors go with anything. Because they're rainbow, you can wear pretty much any top with it, any crown, any accessories, any wig. Like, it all works really great. So in terms of swimming, I do not notice any drag at all. I really like these fins. They're really good in between. My other tails have much longer fins on the side, but I actually prefer these ones the best because I find they look the most realistic. Once the fins get really, really long, they do look like a fabric tail. This one does not. I have used this for the majority of my gigs this summer. It's crazy. I hurt my feet. I've been struggling with my weight, and so I haven't been using my silicone tail because it's actually been quite stressful, and I ripped it open at one of my gigs and it needs some repairs, and I crushed my toes. Like, it's been this whole thing. Raina always messes herself up in the summer because I go flat out. We have so many gigs between May and October that if I can just work my fish butt off, it gets us through December and January where we don't get any gigs because of the off season here, and then February to May, it depends. Each year is different. I have to go into it assuming it's not going to be good. It might be good, but I have to assume it's not good. So I have to just take every gig I can. This has made it so much easier. These are amazing for dry land gigs. They vent so beautifully. I did a water park wearing this. I did not boil. It was so great. The air just came on through. It was awesome. I did my silicone tail for the first day and I died. It was so restrictive. I was in so much pain and I was so hot. I wore this one instead. The next day, it was so easy. I could get changed. I didn't even need like a hiding place to get changed because I could do it so quick. I just pulled it on over a pair of shorts. It was awesome. I loved it. And the entire summer I've been using these fabric tails. I've only had one child point out that they were fabric, and she was 12, and she noticed the zipper. And one of my friends online gave me a really great idea for the zipper, said to reach into the monofin and actually tuck the little zipper part inside. I'm gonna do that right now while I'm talking about it. You have to be careful with these zippers. You don't wanna pull them too hard and break them, especially when you're trying to put your monofin in. Yeah, so look, I can just do that. So what I'll do is I'll stick it in there and then I'll reach up with my fingers and pull it closed the rest of the way, and then the zipper won't stick out. I was really worried that wearing these fabric tails all the time, look at that gradient, look at that color. I was really worried that by wearing these all the time, kids would touch them too much and figure out that they were fabric. But I kind of established boundaries with the kids so that they weren't touching me. Or if they did touch me, they touched me for a second. And I came up with some kind of excuse for why I felt like that. A lot of kids see me in an orange tail. So I just told them that I'm like an octopus. I can change my camouflage, or I can change based on my mood, and that I was feeling really happy and I wanted to be rainbow. And I would try to like redirect it by having a conversation with them. So when they would get too nosy and ask too many questions and it would start to break like the fourth wall, I'd be like, hey, if you had a mermaid tail, what color would it be? Oh, like what would the shape look like? Where would you swim? Where would you live? That is my technique. If you can get it back into them talking about themselves, then they pay less attention to you in that regard. So it's really great. I haven't used it for birthday parties yet. It's a bit harder for me to use it for birthday parties, but I've literally used it for everything else. And now, because this is the one I am using the most, I am wearing it out, and I'm kind of expecting If I keep using it to the degree I'm using it, I think I'm gonna get 2 summers out of it, and then I think it'll probably fade and I will need to get a new one, which I'm okay with. Remember, these are not indestructible products, but also not everybody uses mermaid tails in the way that I do. I've been using this probably 2 or 3 times a week for the past 2 months. In chlorine, in salt water, in fresh water. Sometimes I don't get to wash them right away because we're so busy going from one gig to another and it sits in the hot sun. But I am noticing none of my other tails are doing this yet, but this is the one I'm using the most. And I am noticing that it's starting to get white in a few spots. You probably can't see it in the video, but there's just some spots along the ridges that are stress points because it's hitting on the ground or whatever when I'm doing my dry gigs. So I am getting some whiteness, and I'm starting to wear the heels out just slightly in the fabric. So my suggestion to you is that if you are going to use these for professional gigs and you expect that you're going to be using them over and over and over and over, like constantly, like putting wear and tear on them, make sure you budget, if you love it enough, to replace it in a couple years. You can still keep your one that is worn out and use it for practice or fun, and they photograph so well. Like, it's impossible to take a bad photo of these tails. But it's like anything else. You can't wear a bathing suit for 10 years. It's gonna wear out, right? And if you're wearing that bathing suit every single day, it's gonna wear out faster. And if you're letting it sit and not washing it, it's gonna wear out faster. So I wash them in the tub. I put them all in the tub, and I'll use Dawn dish soap if I get stains on them, which I've only gotten stains on one tail so far. Sometimes I do get muck or something and it just comes right off. Or you can use very gentle dish detergent or laundry detergent. You just don't want to be putting them in the dryer. I did hear some mermaids say that they're safe to put in the cold, gentle cycle on your washer, but I have not verified that with Mertailor, so maybe that's something we'll look into. No dryer. Do not put in the dryer. If you're gonna hang it outside to dry, the best thing you should do is turn the skin inside out. That way, the sun is not bleaching the colors. You can still let it dry, you can hang it up on your clothesline, you can hang it over your balcony, whatever, but give it a good clean rinse water first, clean fresh water, turn it inside out, and then hang it out so that it's not the color. You want the inside to be what's outside, like this, inside out, okay? Again, size down for these particular tails. This is a size small, my purple is a size medium. I am typically a medium or large girl. I'm 5'8", I'm currently 150 pounds. When I'm not taking hormone meds, I tend to go down to around 135, and that's where I sit. So I'm anywhere between 135 and 150, and medium is usually where I sit, even at my fittest. I am 5'8", however, I wear a small in these. It feels like cheating. It's like a nice little ego boost. I try not to care too much, but you know, it is a nice little ego boost. If you're right on the cusp, size down. If you are really, really, really worried about the sizing or something, please send Candy an email. She's so wonderful. info@themertailor.com. She will answer your questions. She's the best. Candy is so awesome. She's been helping me with so much. She's just like the mermaid godmother. She's like the fairy godmother, but the mermaid godmother. When we were all born, Candy stood over our cradle and blessed us with mermaid tails. I love it. She's so sweet. She works so hard. Thank you, Candy. I just went on a little happy, bubbly Candy love fest. All right. There are so many wonderful Fantasy 2 and Fantasy 3 and Fantasy 1, but the 2 is my favorite, as you can tell. There are so many wonderful skins. I'm not sure which one I should get next. I'm looking into the abalone. I don't know how you say it. It's abalone sounds weird. It sounds like baloney. Is it abalone? Someone correct me, please. Well, I really like that one, and I like the devil red one too for the Fantasy 3. But what should I get for my Fantasy 2? What do you think should be the next one? I'm going on a trip to Mexico in October, and I'd like to take these tails with me and my new silicone tail. If you didn't know, I have a new silicone tail coming soon, and it's going to have the same fin as this. I asked Mertailor if he could please make the Fantasy 2 because it is my favorite. Now, in comparison, the 3 does have a lot more push, but the 2 I find has got perfect middle ground, and I really love it. I do have to work a little bit harder in swimming with it because the 3 has more push and I sink easier in it, but I really love the look of the 2. This is my favorite look in a tail, and this color is just so good. If this is the first time you are watching one of my review videos, please know that I have a review for every monofin now. I have a review for every skin that I own. I also have a comparison between the 1 and the 2, and a little mini comparison in one of my reviews between the 2 and the 3. I will, and probably by the time you watch this, have a big video that is dedicated to just the 2 and the 3. So this is my favorite fabric tail ever. And if I'm being quite frankly, like, it's almost kind of like the favorite tail I've ever owned. My whole world just kind of changed when I got this Fantasy 2 tail. It's been really empowering. And if you're somebody who struggles with mobility issues or chronic pain or fibromyalgia, I cannot recommend these tails enough. Maybe the 2 or the 3 might be too much for you, but the 1 might be perfect for you. I've got the 1 right here. I'll just hold it up for a second. Whoop. Like, the 1 is so perfect. It's like the best of both worlds. It's nice and little. It's not too heavy. It's really nice and floppy. It's convenient. So even if the 2 or 3 are too much for you, try 1. If you're not sure if you really want to buy one, see if there's any meetups in your area. See if somebody will let you try before you buy. You know, you might like it. So that is my Paradise Beta that I love, with its beautiful colors. It's just so perfect. I almost want it as a silicone tail. Is that bad of me? I know it's mass produced in a sense, like they make them in Florida and everything, and they're done by real people, but I mean, like, anyone can buy one. But I kind of still want it as a silicone. Like, I love these colors so much. I never knew how well they work together until I saw it like this. It's just like my favorite tail. I want a dress, I want leggings, I want everything in these colors. It's my favorite. If you wanted to, you can use my discount code RAINA10 to get you 10% off. Also, please check me out on patreon.com/RainaMermaid. The funds that I get from Patreon are as little as $2 a month for you. They go to make all of this. It pays for the backdrop. It pays for the lights. You can't see the lights that are looking at me, but it pays for them. I have a little microphone on here. Patreon bought it for me. Thank you, my Patreon fans. You're amazing. I can't thank you enough. Tim is my latest fan who joined me on there. He's been a long-time fan, and now he's on my Patreon as one of my supporters. Love you, buddy. Huge thanks to Veronica Grace, who has been on there forever, and she's taking a little break now, but she was like the first person to sign up and support me. Nima, like, you're all so amazing. You're empowering me to do this. It's amazing. And speaking of, I used my latest Patreon money to buy a Mahina merfin because everyone is asking me to compare them to these fins and do a review on them. I don't own one, and I couldn't find one anywhere. So I just happened to find one used for 50 bucks, and it's orange. I am gonna do that. I'm gonna do a comparison video. I know everybody just really wants to figure out what is the right monofin for them, so we're gonna figure that out. Just come on my journey. Patreon also has loads of program planning materials, early access videos, behind the scenes content, exclusive photos that you're not gonna see anywhere else, and you can join my Facebook group, Raina the Mermaid Sea Fans, for lots of fun stuff and just a really cool community. We have over 1,000 fans on there right now. It's really something else. My social media is all at HFX Mermaid, except for Facebook, which is Raina the Halifax Mermaid. Also, my IMDb has been updated, and Welcome Alon West Alon is in it. We'll be doing a whole little video about the red carpet in September, and that film coming out when it comes out. I'm super excited. Documentary is on the way too. I know everybody's been waiting for the updates on that. I can't wait for you to finally see it. Finally see it. It's killing me. It's driving me nuts so soon. It was literally filmed 2 years ago for like a year, so it's been like a year and a half. So yeah, it's crazy, but it's good times. Thank you for being my fans. Thank you for being amazing. I love you. I appreciate you. You're helping me live my dream. I want to help you live yours. Best fishes!